back. This is my second presentation on good laboratory practice. Here I'll be explaining the steps to be followed to implement the good laboratory practice. So there are 10 important points in GLP which should be followed strictly to implement GLP. In this presentation, I will be explaining the first 5 points in detail. The remaining 5 points will be discussed in the third presentation. These 10 important points are test facility organization and personnel, quality assurance program, facilities, apparatus, materials and reagents, test systems, test and reference items, standard operating procedures, performance of the study, reporting of the study results, storage and retention of records and materials. The first point, test facility organization and personnel. It includes mainly 4 important points. So test facility management responsibility, test study director's responsibilities, principal investigators responsibilities, study personnel responsibilities. So coming to this test facility organization and personnel, the test facility management responsibility, the management should ensure that the principles of GLPs are followed. A sufficient number of qualified personnel, appropriate facilities, equipments and materials are available. So records of qualifications of the different personnels, job descriptions, training and experience of personnel are maintained. Then personnel understand the functions they are to perform. So each and every person or study director or principal investigator, they should understand their job role perfectly. Appropriate and valid SOPs are established and followed. Then a quality assurance program is in place. Then a study director and principal investigator, if needed, is designated. These are important steps of this management. Then documented approval of the study plan. The study plan is available to the quality assurance personnel. A document control system is in place. Purchase of purchased materials should meet the specified or required quality. Then test and reference items are appropriately characterized. Clear lines of communication exist between different personnels, principal investigator, study personnel or a study director, and to the management and even to the quality assurance team. Then computerized systems are suitable for their intended purpose. Then study director's responsibility. So study director has the responsibility for the overall performance of the study and the final report. The director should approve the study plan and amends and communicate them to the qualified QA personnel. For example, sometimes there may be any change. That changes has to be indicated and it should be properly communicated to quality assurance personnel. Then ensures that SOPs, study plans and their amendments are available to the study personnel. So finally the person who is directly doing the work should understand these are the there are some changes, and that should be properly communicated to the study personnel. Then only that person can do the change and follow the exact step what is needed. It ensures that the SOPs are followed, assess the impact of any deviations and takes appropriate corrective and preventive action. The study director ensures that raw data are documented and recorded. Then computerized systems are validated, SOPs are followed, deviations are acknowledged, records and data are archived. Finally, sign and date the final report to indicate acceptance of responsibility. So the principal investigator's responsibilities. The principal investigator will ensure that the delegated phases of the studies are conducted in accordance with the applicable principles of good laboratory practice. The study personnel's responsibilities include knowledge of the good laboratory principles, then access to the study plan and appropriate SOPs, comply with the instructions of the SOPs, record raw data. Then study personnel are responsible for quality of their data, exercise health precautions to minimize risk, ensure that the integrity of the study. The quality assurance program. So documented individuals as members of the QA team directly responsible to the management. For example, the designated individual should actually report, see the quality assurance, as well as they have to report to the management. So QA members not to be involved in conduct of the study being assured. They should not directly involved in the study. Only thing is they should check the quality. So the key responsibility of QA personnel should be updated the study. So they have to have an updated knowledge. They should know properly the updated the study plan and SOPs. So verification of the complaints of study plan to the GLP principles. Inspection to determine these complaints of the study with the GLP principles. Three types of inspections they used to carry out. So first one is study based inspection. What are they have to check properly how the study is being conducted. Then facility based inspections. Then process based inspection. Facility in the sense what are the equipments, whether it's calibrated, all aspects. Then process based inspections they have to do. Inspection of the final reports for accurate and full description and observations are accurately and completely described. The reported results accurately and completely reflect the raw data of the studies. So there should not be any change. It should exactly match the raw data. Records of such inspections should be retained and report the inspection results in writing to the management, the study director and the principal investigator. Then prepare and sign a statement and it should be included with the final report. The facilities includes the test system facility. So the test system facility means sufficient number of rooms or areas assure the isolation of test systems and the isolation of individual projects involving substances or organisms known to be or suspected of being biohazards. So the test system mainly like laboratory animals. So there should be storage rooms or areas as needed for place and equipment. Then areas should be available for the diagnosis, treatment and control of diseases in order to ensure that there is no unacceptable degree of deterioration of the test systems. Coming to the archive facilities should be provided for the secure storage and retrieval of study plan, raw data, final reports, then sample of test items and specimens. So archive design and archive conditions should protect contents from deterioration. Then waste disposal facilities. Handling and disposal of waste should be carried out in such a way as not to jeopardize the integrity of studies. This includes provision for appropriate collection, storage and disposal facilities and decontamination and transportation procedures. So apparatus, materials and reagents. So apparatus of appropriate design and adequate capacity. Then documented inspection, cleaning, maintenance and calibration of apparatus. Calibration to be traceable to the national or international standards. So apparatus and materials not to interfere with the test system. Then chemical reagents and solutions should be labeled to indicate identity, expiry and specific storage instructions. So the test system, so physical and chemical test system and biological test system. So coming to the physical and chemical test system, appropriate design and adequate capacity of apparatus used for generation of data, integrity of physical and chemical test systems. So biological test system, proper condition for storage, housing, handling and care, isolation of newly received animal and plant test systems until health status is evaluated, humanly destruction of inappropriate test systems, records of source data, date of arrival, then and arrival conditions of test system should be indicated. So acclimatization of biological system to the test environment. So proper identification of test system in their housing or container or when removed. So the cleaning and sanitization of housing or containers, we have to check that properly. Then pest control agents to be documented. Then avoid interference with from past usage of pesticides. So then these are the 5 points and will be discussed in this slides presentation. So coming 5 points will be discussed in the coming third presentation. So thank you.